Halloween night, 1974. Rain ticked gently against the roofs of Pasadena, Texas. Not enough to stop the trick-or-treaters, just enough to make the street lamps shimmer on wet pavement. The air smelled of wet plastic masks, burnt pumpkin candles, and the faint metallic tang of cold air. Children darted from house to house in costumes of cowboys, witches, astronauts, that strange American carnival of sugar and shadows. Among them was 8-year-old Timothy O'Brien. His father, Ronald, walked behind, umbrella in hand, smiling that patient, fatherly smile that didn't quite reach his eyes. They stopped at one house, dark, porch light off. The kids ran ahead, but Ronald lingered. Then he returned, holding something. Guess they were home after all, he said, grinning. He dropped 5 long paper tubes, pixie sticks, into the children's bags. Nobody thought much of it. The candy looked ordinary enough. Neon paper, sugar dust, that childhood symbol of harmless fun. Later that night, back at home, Timothy sat on his bed surrounded by treasure, candy spilling like confetti across the blanket. His father stood nearby, arms crossed. Just one before bed, Ronald said. You can pick. Timothy's small hand hovered, then pointed, the pixie stick. Ronald helped tear it open. The powder clumped strangely inside, damp, bitter-smelling. He helped his son tip it into his mouth anyway. Seconds passed. Then Timothy frowned. It's bitter, he said. A bit later, he began to convulse. They rushed him into the hospital, but it was too late. By midnight, the boy was gone. Doctors said it almost instantly destroyed his insides. Potassium cyanide, strong enough to kill 10 grown men. Police began the nightmare task of tracing the candy. Parents tore through their kids' bags in panic, pouring their treasures into the trash. Rumors spread like wildfire. Someone's poisoning the candy. It's in the pixie sticks. Lock your doors. Halloween was suddenly tamed, cursed. But investigators noticed something strange. Only 5 pixie sticks were poisoned. Only 1 family had received them. And the man who found them, Ronald O'Brien, seemed just a little too helpful. He recited every detail, gave them the address of the dark house he'd gotten the candy from. Except no one had been home there all evening. The homeowner had been at work. He had an airtight alibi. Then the pieces began to fall into place like bones into a grave. Ronald was deep in debt, tens of thousands of dollars behind on loans. He'd recently taken out life insurance policies on his children, totaling $60,000, payable immediately upon accidental death. He told friends he'd soon have good news. He'd even asked a chemical supplier about where to buy cyanide. When police searched his home, they found scissors crusted with sugar residue, the same kind used to open the pixie sticks tubes. His story crumbled. He hadn't stumbled upon poisoned candy. He had made it. He had poured cyanide into those tubes with the patience of a craftsman, sealed them with staples, and handed death to his own son with a smile. They arrested him before Christmas. Reported dubbed him the Candyman. At trial, his composure unnerved everyone, emotionless, rehearsed, a man who wore fatherhood like a mask. The jury took less than an hour to convict. He was executed in 1984 by lethal injection, the irony not lost on anyone. Yet the damage lived on. Parents inspected candy for years afterward, cutting open wrappers, sniffing chocolates, warning their kids not to trust anything unsealed. The myth of the poisoned Halloween candy was born, though it had only ever truly happened once. And even now, 50 years later, when you unwrap a piece of candy on a quiet October night, maybe part of you still wonders, who first touched it? Who wrapped it? Who sealed it shut? Because sometimes the monsters don't hide behind masks. Sometimes they hand you a piece of candy, kiss you goodnight, and wait for you to take a bite.